Kyrie Irving is putting an initiative together. It's a fund for WNBA players who want to not participate in the WNBA bubble due to either social justice reform issues or COVID-19. They don't want to take that risk. Kyrie Irving is supplementing the players that want to sit out income. He has put together an effort of $1.5 million to support the WNBA players who are willingly sit out. And this initiative is immensely important because one of the key things that a lot of people don't understand is WNBA players are grossly underpaid. They are professional basketball players. They just happen to be ladies. They are very, very talented, just as good as the men. Like ignorant people always say is like, well, women aren't as athletic as men, but they're just as skilled. They're very great players, WNBA legends who can ball. So it's not necessarily all about the dunk guys, and that's kind of where we've gotten with the WNBA. It's just like, well, these girls can't dunk. Like, nobody cares about that. But Kyrie Irving's initiative is extremely important. He actually has it on his website. The WNBA players have to submit their form by August 11th, and August 24th, the company reaches out to the recipients and lets them know, hey, you've been selected. Kudos to Kyrie Irving for this. Guys, in the era we live in, it's too much social media, it's too much talking, not enough doing. I have a colleague of mine, his motto is do mode. Less talking, more doing. And this is the epitome of do mode. Do something to affect your community, your space positively. Kyrie Irving couldn't have done it any better. I mean, the average of the highest salaries in WNBA per year is $200,000. An NBA player makes $200,000. Some of them, which includes Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, in one paycheck, they can make $200,000+, $222,000. That just goes to show you the variance in money. Like, think about this. The average NBA regular player salary, well, I believe it was like about 6-7 years ago, it was $6 million. Not even NFL players. NFL players are complaining about how the NBA players get paid, and it was guaranteed money. So just imagine WNBA players, they're professionals. They go through the grind just as much as NBA players. They don't even get the respect financially to take care of themselves. And most of them, which a lot of people don't know, they have to, when the summer is over or when their season is over, they go play overseas just to make up money that they couldn't make playing in America. Because the women's game overseas is a lot more popular and for some a lot more lucrative. Kyrie Irving, salute my brother. I think that this goes to show you that yes, his world is flat, because he doesn't believe that a men should be up here and women should be down here in terms of pay scale, especially in terms of this bubble situation where a lot of players don't want to play because of social injustice, and that's still protesting. But they can't even take care of themselves because their main source of income is not coming through. And, of course, with the collective bargaining agreements and everything like that, there's no, safety net for them in terms of, like, hey, I can take care of myself. And that goes for NBA players. But NBA players, their salaries are basically 10 times that of a WNBA player, which is crazy. So you really got to take your hats off to Kyrie Irving. I hope a lot of other players really follow in his footsteps and really contribute to the fund. This fund should be bigger than $1.5 million after it's all said and done. Like, this fund should keep growing and growing and growing, because the women's game, they need to get the respect and accolades. They need to get the private jets. They need to get more trainers. They need to get more exposure. I love the fact that LeBron, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, when Kobe was alive, Kobe used to go to games and stuff like that, take Gigi and stuff. That is important, guys. We have to, the game of basketball, we have to support it wherever it's at, whether it's collegiate, elementary, middle school, high school. You gotta support the game because that's how the game grows. Whatever, especially in the professional ranks, you have to support that in professional ranks because that's how they make their money. But also think about it, you as a fan, people that work at the arenas, that's how they make money as well. Some people might have sports memorabilia businesses. You gotta support what supports you in terms of your entertainment and also what you look for day in and day out. You know, and I like this because it overshadows the beef that is going back and forth with Kendrick Perkins and Lou Williams. And Kendrick Perkins is like, basically all the trust is gone and this, that, and the third. And Lou Williams said, out of all my time in the NBA, the biggest thing that you got on me is the fact that I went to a strip club to get some food. And right then and there, I gotta agree, Kendrick Perkins did not watch my last video where I said that Lou Williams lives that life. And what does live that life mean? He does what he wants to do on his own terms. At the end of the day, it wasn't him taking a picture. It was somebody who wasn't supposed to that took the picture. On top of that, if he wasn't supposed to be there, that establishment should be shut down because, first of all, if they have live entertainment and that goes against the state statutes, that's a shutdown, that's a violation. But another thing is, Florida's rampant with corona. Georgia's rampant with corona. Lou Williams had on a mask, he was eating food, and there was no live entertainment. He wasn't necessarily going out of his way to cause a risk, but he was at risk. But everybody in the bubble, to being in Florida, to even leaving the bubble, coming back into the bubble, is at risk. I feel like in this case, Kendrick Perkins, of course, he is overreacting, but at the same time, he's putting on his analyst hat now. He's not putting on his player's hat. And that's the thing about players. Like, they always want an analyst to be like, dog, you've been here, so put on the hat of a player and, you know, try to mismatch it or whatever. Some people don't like to go that route. Some people just be like, fuck it, I'm an analyst now. This is the analyst. This is my analyst talk. You don't get it. You don't understand. But at the same time, you got to understand the protocols they set in place. Lou Williams can't come back in the bubble until he has like a bunch of negative tests. For every day that they're out, they test them randomly and also consistently. So every time he's going to be in the bubble, they're going to be testing him over and over and over. So here's my gauntlet to Kendrick Perkins and everybody that's really criticizing Lou for doing what he did and things of that nature. Because, you know, I look at it like, initially I was like, damn, dog. But then when I really think about it, you got to look at who you're talking to. He's not the star player on the team. He has a history of doing what he wants to. And by all aspects, he didn't do anything illegal. He was following the COVID guidelines or whatever the case is. The problem is, it got caught on IG. IG is the culprit here, and that's because a lot of people thirsty for clout. I ain't gonna say no names. They like to post everything you're doing. Everybody knows in the strip club you don't take pictures. That's just the bottom line. You don't take pictures. He just so happened to get caught in a photograph. All right. But did he have a woman on him? What was he doing? He was eating his food or whatever the case is. Last time I checked, these restaurants are open during COVID-19. I understand that the fact that you're saying that he's putting everybody at risk or whatever the case is. But leaving and entering the bubble for anything is putting everybody at risk. You see how rampant the cases are in Florida. So to me, I think Perk kind of overreacted. And I think Lou basically kind of put him in his place like, dog, shut up. Like, this ain't even a real story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, out of everything I've done in my life, I had 2 chicks. You feel me? I had 2 chicks on my back in person. And I did way more than this. Like, this ain't nothing, man. Like, so I understand both perspectives. There shouldn't be anything to tear down Lou Williams because I don't feel like he was doing anything erratic. And here's the kicker. If he comes back and he has a negative test, we all owe him an apology. If he comes back, he has a positive test, and he needs to, you know, eat crow and all the shells and missiles that's getting lobbed at him. Yes, you eat that. You take that. However, if he has a negative test, we all got to kiss his ass in that regard. And pause, whatever you want to say, but you can't really judge the man on that because he was basically going to, since they don't have live entertainment, that essentially has turned into a restaurant. So like if somebody goes out to a restaurant and they're wearing their mask per the protocol and stuff like that, here where I live, they allow people to eat it in the restaurant and stuff like that. So should I get mad at that person because they went to the restaurant? I think that's kind of over pushing it. Despite whatever your profession is, as long as you're following the protocol, I don't think you should be judged on that. That's just my opinion. I'm not gonna kill a guy because he wants to get some wings from his favorite strip club spot. I used to think it was a joke when people said the food there was good. Hey, it is good or whatever the case is. Respect that man. I respect Perk's opinion. But back to Kyrie Irving. Salute, my brother. Keep doing you. Keep inspiring people. This is inspirational because he's putting his money where his mouth is. He's not all talk like some of these people. Hoops Junction, Hoops means Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.